Okay. That's next. Okay. Good afternoon. Uh, the topic now is nerves around the elbow and the wrist. So once we have now we have finished the brachial plexus and now we come down. So this has been bombarded repeatedly that you have to have a sound knowledge about the applied anatomy and peripheral, or as you go peripherally, when you give a block at the elbow and wrist, you can give a good post-op analgesia. Then techniques can be used to provide anesthesia for minor hand surgeries. And what we have to remember is numerous variability exists in the neural anatomy of the forearm and hand. Hence, it is unwise to rely on a block of a single nerve. Like if you feel that there is a surgery on the ulnar side, and if you give only ulnar and median, sometimes there may be a radial contribution to the other side, so there is a lot of variability. So it is wise to block all the three nerves instead of choosing one or two. So the overview is we will be seeing the anatomy, the motor distribution, the sensory supply, the landmarks, and the sonoanatomy simultaneously. Okay, this is the nerves which we will see at the elbow: the median, the ulnar, the radial, and the musculocutaneous.
Check.
Musculocutaneous is already cutaneous by the time it comes to the elbow. And the median nerve at the elbow, the formation, as you know, it is from the medial cord, medial head of the medial cord, and the lateral head of the medial cord, lateral cord. So it enters the elbow about a centimeter. After it enters the elbow, it is about 1 centimeter medial to the brachial artery. The nerve passes between the deep and the superficial heads of the pronator teres and descends. So this is a cross section. You can see a brachial artery and median nerve, and similarly here you can see the brachial artery and the median nerve. This is at the elbow. As you go down at the wrist, it becomes superficial and it enters the wrist through the carpal tunnel, and more distally it lies in between the flexi carpi radialis and the palmaris longus. This is the image, and this is where you see the median nerve, and similarly this is the sonoanatomy of the median nerve at the wrist. This is the sensory distribution of the median nerve of the hand. So it gives palmar cutaneous branches. The median nerve gives the palmar cutaneous branches, the radial digital nerve of the thumb, the ulnar digital nerve of the thumb, the common digital nerve of second web space, the common digital nerve of the third web space. And it gives the motor branches below the elbow, that is the anterior interosseous nerve and the motor branch of the median nerve. And it supplies the flexor pollicis longus, the flexor digitorum profundus of the second and third finger, and the pronator caudatus, and hence the stimulation of the median nerve, you get finger flexions and wrist flexion. Next, the ulnar nerve at the elbow, it's formed by the root value is C8 and T1. It passes posterior to the medial epicondyle at the humerus in the ulnar groove. It runs medially, runs along the medial side of the ulnar artery, and it becomes superficial, relatively superficial in the distal arm. These are the cross section. This is the humerus, and just behind the medial epicondyle you can find the ulnar nerve, and similarly this is the ulnar nerve and this is the medial epicondyle. As it travels down, it enters the hand through the Guyon's canal, which is formed by the pisiform and the hamate bone, and after passing through the canal, the ulnar nerve branches out to give motor and sensory branches. At the wrist, this is what you get the picture. It accompanies the ulnar artery. So here the sonoanatomy is, this is the ulnar artery, and just beside it is the ulnar nerve. So what are the branches of ulnar nerve? In the forearm, the flexor carpi ulnaris, the flexor digitorum profundus to the fourth and fifth finger, the palmar cutaneous sensory to the proximal ulnar arm, and the dorsal ulnar cutaneous to the fifth and the ulnar side of the fourth finger. This is what you see. This is the sensory distribution. And in the hand, all the branches are motor. So the palmari brevis, interosseous lumbricals of the third and fourth, and flexor pollicis brevis. Next, coming to the radial nerve, it is a major branch of the posterior cord, and it enters the elbow by piercing the lateral intramuscular septum. At the elbow, it lies between the brachialis and the brachioradialis muscles, and as it descends, it divides into a superficial and deep branch in front of the radial head. This is a cross-section image of the radial nerve at the elbow. This is the brachialis, and this is where you find the nerve. And the sonoanatomy is, here it is a flattened because this view was taken about 2 to 3 centimeters above the elbow joint. Now the branches of the radial nerve at the elbow, as I said, the superior sensory branch. Below the elbow, it divides into a superficial sensory branch and the motor branch, and the superficial branch supplies the skin only below the wrist. That is the skin to the lateral side of the dorsum of the hand and the lateral 3.5 of the fingers. But if you see here in the forearm, posterior side of the forearm, the posterior cutaneous nerve of the forearm is given above the elbow. So if you give a rescue block at the elbow for the radial nerve, still this area will not be blocked. And this is the sensory distribution at the wrist. Finally, this is the muscular cutaneous nerve continues in the forearm as a lateral cutaneous nerve of the forearm. So it enters the elbow by piercing the deep fascia lateral to the biceps brachii. And as you see, this is the lateral, it is a lateral cutaneous nerve of the arm. So if you give a subcutaneous infiltration at the elbow, it is enough to block the muscular cutaneous nerve. And it has got a major area also. This all has been said to know all the anatomical landmarks for the blocks of the ulnar, medial, radial nerve. So most important anatomical landmarks are the elbow crease, the brachial artery, the biceps tendon, and the brachioradialis muscle. So if you have to block the median nerve at the elbow, it is just medial to the brachial artery at the elbow crease. And if you want to block the radial nerve, so you go lateral to the biceps tendon, but here you inject about 1 to 2 centimeters above the elbow crease. So here you block the median nerve, and on the lateral side the radial nerve. And if you want to block the ulnar nerve at the elbow, try to inject the drug 1 to 2 centimeters proximal than the ulnar groove, because if you directly inject onto the ulnar nerve in the ulnar groove, you may cause nerve injuries. And at the wrist, the important landmarks are the flexor carpi radialis and the palmaris longus. In between that lies the median nerve, and lateral to the flexor carpi ulnaris, you find the entry point for the ulnar nerve. Just to conclude, success is dependent on the sound knowledge of applied regional anatomy, and these blocks are useful. If you are giving blocks at the elbow, they are good rescue blocks also. Sometimes when you give a brachial plexus block, some nerves may be spared, so that you can cover up at the elbow.